Alright, this is mostly stock Neoform. There are a few differences or a few changes depending on what you view as stock. Specifically, we're on 2 Veil of Summer, 1 Endurance over 3rd Ghalta, which I think is becoming more stock nowadays, 2 Hooting Mandrills rather than 1, and 2 Atraxa rather than 1. Other than that, we also have Nourishing Shoal, and most importantly, as you can see in the entirety of the 75, there is no Ureni since I think it has gotten much worse in this meta. But that might change. Let's snap keep. Turn to Neoform. You mean get a protect against Veil? Or against Thoughtseize with Veil? Though that of course would require fetching Breeding Pool, which could come up. Plus Meadow. It's probably blue-white energy. Or Jeskai. Hopefully no Force of Negation, I guess. It's quite unlikely though. Ooh, get a player in Force of Negation too now. Since I'm able to play player on Force of Negation, I'm gonna keep Rider. Just I don't see a reason not to. Because I'm grabbing Griselbrand either way. Rather have a Rider to be able to play than either of the other cards. I'm probably supposed to just draw 7 more here. Yeah, cool. Shoal, pitch a Ghalta. Rider pitching. Second Evolution. Bridgeworks, probably. It doesn't really matter at this point. Just prefer to keep Endurance. Means nothing can really go wrong. Hedge Maze, Hedge Maze. I'll probably get rid of Evolution. Pact isn't necessary. Keep Boseiju just on the off chance I have something really weird I'm not thinking of. Then yeah, I can get rid of Evolution since I have Neoform. And Neoform for Ghalta is just a kill. And I don't need to Evolution away Griselbrand specifically. I can just Neoform the Rider that's already in play. Birthing Ritual. Okay. I hope that isn't able to do anything. There's an argument to Pact of Negation that I think technically still have Solitude. So I guess that's a reason to keep second Pact of Negation. Still have basic island in the deck, so that does not matter. I'm not going to show them Endurance. Doesn't really matter, but there's no compelling reason to show it to them. They're dead here either way. So green, white. Oh. What do I want there? A birthing ritual, all things. I feel like they'll probably have hate pieces. That's what I have to be concerned about. Does seem like Elesh Thorn probably gets to come in. Xenagos probably comes out. There's like such a non-zero chance that they have Solitude in their deck. Other than that, there's hedging with Nature's Claims or Force of Vigor. I don't hate it, but I'd rather actually just go turbo combo. And Pact of Negations are just reasonable. Probably shave one Pact of Negation for Nature's Claim, both as a hedge and also adding in a green card. So I think that that's overall slightly better. At least some amount of the time. Still keeping two Pact of Negations for Solitudes and such. Something like this. Still don't know exactly what they're on, but some weird green-white ritual list. I think I'm willing to keep this. Plays around Vexing Bauble with Consign. Has a reasonable chance of getting to actual... Okay, second Consign is potentially interesting, but probably just bad. Guess I might be able to hit some triggers. They do have actually a decent number of triggers. Ooh, very nice basic plans. I'm gonna bin that. It's a green card, so there's an argument to keep it, but I'm also gonna avoid giving basics because they do have White Orchid Phantoms. Don't know how likely they kept them in, but still something to think about. Weird. They held up 2 mana to do nothing. Considering they should be low to ground, that's really weird. Okay, Johnny, but they're not red. Huh. I guess this could be Orm's Chant they're representing, which makes Pact of Negation a bit better. So might want to bring that back in. Lovely. Evolution works like a charm. Garden Basic Forest, mostly just so that if they blow something else up, like the forest or something, I can grab Basic Island, which is the more important one. So I can grab Basic Island. I don't know if I miss actually. I think I might have said that, but I want Basic Island in play more than Basic Forest. Okay. Griselbrand is just probably right. The chance that Griselbrand is wrong here is like low in my mind. Path Exile? What is this? Yeah. I'm not gonna go down to 1. I mean, I could. I guess I'm probably, yes, I'm supposed to draw there. After they target. Forgot about that. We're probably still fine. But that was honestly me just being lazy. And if I lose the game because of it, then Such is life, and that's really just my fault. Yeah, they have 6 damage here. Yeah, I absolutely should have just drawn 7 more. Very good turn next turn, though. I can get rid of... So, what do I need, actually? So, to do what I need both Summoner's Packs, Evolution, Disciple, whatever green card I draw to do everything perfectly, right? Because I need to pitch Genesis and whatever I draw, yes. And then I'm probably supposed to bin Flood Maws and one of the Consigns, keep land Consign to play around something like an Ephemerate or a Solitude. I think that's right. See, I think we were just full binning all of these Flood Maws. And a Consign. I guess the awkward thing will be actually is if they blow up one of my lands here and force me to go grab Island, then I'm not able to hold up Consign, which is a bit awkward. Alright, they have 3 cards in hand. Ranger Captain. That is not fine. Okay, well done. Getting probably wrecked a decent amount for not trying 7 more, which I absolutely should have done. Yep. And this is 3, 6, 7 damage. I pass. I'm still not dead. Heck, I'm probably still in a pretty good position here. Like, they need to kill me. So if they can get 3 creatures in play, I have Consign as an interaction. I am going to crack this fetch. Hedge Maze. Been that since it's kind of useless. Okay. Few options then. So I can play around both Hardcast and Ephemerated Solitude by doing that. You're gonna have 4 creatures. I'm gonna gain enough life. Just double checking. There's no Ghalta. There's no Ghalta. Yeah, okay. So I can just kind of do it all. Rider. Pitching Genesis Mandrills because I need... Not need, but I want everything else. Yes. Grab Ghalta. Summer's Pact. Grab second Ghalta. And since it seems like they don't have the Solitude, want to put this on the stack to resolve last. Should be very difficult for them to win here. Oh, they do have the Solitude. Yeah, I'm still supposed to use this. There's still 2 more consigns in the deck. Oh, wait, hold on. What? You're exiling Atraxa. I don't care about that because I'm gaining 12. I think I just let that resolve. I don't see any compelling reason. Then I just get to hold. And I still get to gain 8. Yeah. I don't know why they're targeting that there. Because I'm also now out of range. Unpacked. Very nice. Pact, grab Rider over Endurance, I think. There's nothing that important to... I guess could, but I don't see any compelling reason to. Then take Boseiju for the land, and then Bridgeworks, because why not? Then we're going to Disciple, trigger, Ghalta. Okay, yeah. I didn't really need to take that much time there. Just was really confused by the Solitude target, and that actually made me think because they misplayed so much. So... yes, I will sack this. And draw a few cards. Okay. I don't know if there's even Summoners Packs in here, but I don't need them. Yeah, that was not the correct Solitude target. Yep. Pretty easy game. Easy mulligan. Easy mulligan. Easy keep. Yeah, something very big with this deck is that you cannot be scared to mulligan, like, ever. Because the second that you're scared to mulligan is the point where you've lost. I'm gonna bin Bridgeworks and Evolution. That way, if they take something, I can potentially Genesis, get it back. Yeah, I think that's right. No, is that Thoughtseize? It's Inquisition. Okay. Well, I think I made the right choice. Well, technically not. It would have been better to keep the Eldritch Evolution, but how could I have known it's gonna be Inquisition? Yeah, I'll just Surveil. Been that. Yeah, drawing a land there is really awful just because it's not a green card. Profane Tutor. Okay. Wow. I am drawing like garbage. No, just have to take... fuck it. No, what? I'm taking actually the Consign here. They obviously... they're gonna tutor something. Okay, and then that Veil. Okay, so now I'm playing a really weird game. I really wish this was a Mandrills. I guess I could have consigned that. I should have consigned that. That's my fault. Not too much of a difference actually between Pact of Negation, whatever they do. But I should have consigned the Profane Tutor. But, I'm just gonna chill on this Veil too. I don't think I have a reason to do anything else. I'm gonna have to use this Consign here. If they somehow have Force of Negation, very happy to Veil that, of course. And looks like we're going towards hardcast Allosaurus Rider. One of the funnest lines out there. Profane Tutor. Okay, looking for another Consign. Only 2 more in the deck, though. Wow. This is honestly impressive. Can't draw anything. Like, I've gone through 4 cards from Genesis. Wow, okay, it's impressive. Thin the deck, I guess. I'm out of Surveils. Found the Neoform. That's nice. I guess I need Mandrills. Don't need that. So just pass. They get a Profane Tutor. Do kind of what they want. I can't even actually use Griselbrand to much extent at all. This is the main reason why I really want Mandrills, because I can just grab Atraxa. Yup, Necro Dominance. So does mean they're gonna go kind of low. That might matter. Very easily might. Alright, that's a Soul Spike. Fair enough. Down to 11. They have 5 cards in hand. Okay. So this would be just grabbing Griselbrand as a blocker, in which case I should just go grab Atraxa. Might even grab Neoform here. It'd be very... I don't even know if it's impossible. Force of Despair before... Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a hard matchup. Okay. Not okay. Way too many creatures. Means I don't get green cards, which kind of needed. Grab that because I can grab basic forest, and I have the basic island here. Yeah, actually, hold on. Grab an endurance. Endurance makes Mandrills a lot worse because I'm going to bottom all of these cards. But it does mean I turn on the Xenagos kill again, which is looking kind of necessary. That's... Why are you doing that? You're paying 3 life and 4 mana for 1 card. When you're about to draw, you can pay 1 mana for, or 1 life for 1 card. Yeah, I'll let this resolve. You drew 10. Okay. Fair enough. I go to 7. Hope is that that's it. Nope. Of course you got more. Yeah, this makes Mandrills worse. Like I said earlier. Not something I love doing, but... Yeah, there's definitely an argument to just not recycling my graveyard. I'm not entirely sure what's right. March 5, fair enough. And that means you, yeah, okay. Sure. They have a lot of main board for me there. And I only have a bit main board for them. Cause Xenagos almost never going pro when they're a Force of Despair deck. Tamio's weirdly good. Force of Vigor and these Nature's Claims are potentially good. Aside out of all the Pact of Negations, I think. Maybe some number of the Summoners packs. You can kind of, I think, treat this like control. In a lot of ways. Keeping Boseiju, keeping Nourishing Shoal. Second Atraxa. Okay. So I think cutting at least the first, maybe the second Summoner's Pact is right. And I've cut most of that. So I'm going to cut Consign. Cut down to, yeah, 3 Consigns. And then I'm on the play, so I don't want to cut a land here. So I'm just looking for 1 more. Let's probably go Nature's Claim. We don't need to actually hedge too far into countering their Necro dominance. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna barely hedge at all. At least on the play, I'm gonna keep all the Summoners packs and therefore keep all the Consigns. In which case, I do still need 1 cut, which is going to be... I don't think I need. This might not be a Tamio matchup. See, actually, I'm not going to sideboard that much here, but I am taking out Pact of Negations. I do think they're just bad. I think they're just actively bad here. No lands, unfortunately. Some other good cards, though. Well, we got Rider, but... I guess we could do a funny thing. Nah, they have Force of Despairs. I was thinking about playing Allosaurus Rider and passing with no non-land cards. Effectively blinking all Thoughtseizes, but I do think I have to just mulligan. Huh. But, this is substantially more reasonable. Griselbrand. Do I want all of these veils? Probably not all of them. I think having the option of Hooting Mandrills and Rider is important enough. Yeah, I think this is correct. What's the odds that they have 3 Thoughtseizes? Alright, not a great draw. Can't keep that. Tough. Looks like I might actually need that 3rd veil, which is not great. I'm gonna exile everything but the Ghalta. Actually, no. I'm gonna also exile Ghalta here. I feel like repping. Yeah. Repping Veil here isn't the worst. I guess I wouldn't play around it. They've already gotten 2 out of my hand, so there's argument to keep the Ghalta there. Haha. They killed Mandrills instead of Thoughtseizing me. Love it. Interesting. I want to know what I'm working with. Nothing. Great. Okay. Yeah, screw it. Top that. I'm gonna play around with Thoughtseize. This isn't playing around one more piece of removal. But I feel like if they had efficient removal, they would have used it. So I feel like this was the piece of inefficient removal they had. This also doesn't die. Hell yeah. Okay. Yep. We'll play it though. You do have a Shield Druid in play. Which means I really just can't draw. Until you force me to, though. Because I do have Veils. 2 Veils in the deck. I could draw towards the Veil. Wait, no, it's they? Yeah, it's not Bowmaster. Okay. Well, they seem in a rush. That's good to see, at least. They should be attacking. Weirdly interesting draw. So I'm now hoping that they draw Necro Dominance. Nowhere expected to be. They're losing a lot of life here. I think I do have a 2-turn clock. So they could now have Force of Despair. And me playing Evolution here would let them effectively use it. I don't know many draws they have that actually can deal with the Griselbrand here. I guess March. Can they? With March? I guess if they have a bunch of... They don't even need... I guess March would deal with it. Um... Hmm. Okay. I think that just wins guaranteed. Did I side out Xenagos though? I did. Okay. So that does not win guaranteed. But I am able to just grab an Atraxa here. But there's no reason not to do it post combat, so I'll swing first. Yeah, 4 cards in the yard. And I do have a second Mandrills in the deck. Good. If they have Blood Moon, then they deserve the win. Mandrills. Exile everything. Play Evolution here. I don't think anything plays around anything better than Atraxa, so grab an Atraxa. Bridgeworks Battle is perfect. Then Genesis is the only instant. Grabbing Basic Island and Tamiyo, I guess. Disciple would technically be a land. I'm not able to play it, so yeah. No, I'm gonna grab Disciple because it's a pitchable to Force of Vigor. Yeah, Bowmasters is fine. Yeah, whoops. All right. Game 3. Xenagos might have been reasonable there. Just because they have got kind of close. I do think Summoners packs are definitely right to stay in. It's just kind of really important to have mandrills, and having 6 mandrills is a lot better than just having like 4. Into the Flood Maw is probably good to have 1 or 2 of those. They both can kind of blank a decent amount of things. Consign. Hit some things. I'm actually just gonna go down to 3. That could be wrong since I'm keeping in 4 packs. I guess I can shave down to 3 packs then. I think that makes sense. 3 packs, 3 consigns, 1 Tameo. As you can see, I sideboard on vibes, not exactly planned out. Kept a 7. He has lands and spells, and against the Thoughtseize deck I don't like. Alright, well, there's only one thing for them to grab. Unfortunately, it's the best card. So I just have to hope to get a land. We'll see what happens. Sick. Gonna bin that. I think 2 Genesis is enough. Plus, we always need more things in the yard. Emperor Bones. Wasn't expecting you. Okay. That's kind of annoying. Pass the turn. Honestly, just making it 4/4 wouldn't be that bad for them. Like, that just puts a pretty reasonable clock. I can beat that. I have the Flood Maw. Okay. So I can either grab Ghalta for a green card or Verdant Catacombs as a land. Neither of which are great. Neither of which are great at all. I will grab the land though. That does mean at some point I'm going to be priced into just bouncing Ashiok so I can fetch. But I can't just kind of chill for a half second. Hold up, Veil of Summer, Planar Genesis, Consign. Yup. There goes Planar Genesis. You know, okay. That's another one. Okay. Did I bring in both? I did. Good. I'm gonna need both Flood Maws. Yeah, very interesting. Interesting indeed. So those can both grab Surveillance and bin effectively 4 cards. Might be right to just grab the land here. Nah. Go leave that as a fetchable. Grab Disciple. This way, if I top deck Rider right now, I don't, of course. But if I had, then I'm able to go into the Flood Maw, grab lands, immediately Neoform. Okay. Just pass the turn. And I think I'm priced into going for it next turn, unfortunately. Very much priced into going for it next turn. I don't think I have any other recourse. Go to 8. I shouldn't be dead. Turn target creature, yeah. You may enjoy a fish. I'm really just looking for... Not that. Not that. And not that. Well, tragic. Yeah, I just needed to find a rider there. Or actually, Mandrills. Like, as you see, I was binning enough cards. It would have worked. Mandrills or rider. Fortunately, it was just a bit too deep. A lot too deep. Nope. Yes. Been consigned. It's at the consigner pact. Hold on. I guess drawing any land. It's actually interesting. It might need to be actually Pact of Negation. Since I'm down to 6 cards. Yeah, I'm gonna need lands anyway. I'm gonna need some top decks. So I'd rather have to not worry about Consign. Screw that. If I don't draw a Consign, I don't draw a Consign. Why hedge? I do need to draw a land, though. At least one. I'd prefer 2. But I can deal with 1. That, or I also could draw Allosaurus Rider to replace one of these in respect. But I still need 1 land. And then either a land or an Allosaurus Rider. Ragavan. Okay. Should have kept Consign. There's a decent shot that turn 3 win-win will be enough here, so not able to keep that. Pass the turn. Decent shot. I'm just going to lose now. Because this Pact of Negation isn't a consign, I'm not able to hit this trigger. Oh, there's my land. Yeah, I would have been able to... Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess this might be Jeskai. Didn't think about that. Nah, it's Boros. Okay. Probably Boros. What is this? 1 red? Guide. Okay. Well, if they just do nothing, I will hit them for 26 damage. And I don't think I'm going to play around anything because it's Boros. There is very little that they can have. Spyro. So it's going to game them probably 3 life. That might be enough. Yeah, it's not 26 damage, it's going to be 24. Yeah, if they play anything else, I guess I can't do it. No, actually, discard a land. Okay. That makes that much easier. Hit a Veil of Summer. Oh no. I guess I'm not able to actually swing 26 damage at them. If they... Okay, perfect. Holding up 2 mana. Nah, I'm just going for 26 damage. Especially considering wait, I Pact of Negation. Ha! Yeah, what was I gonna do? Okay. So pitch Atraxa. Alright, that was really scuffed after missing a land, but Ghalta. Summoner's Pact. Xenagos. $24, and they die. Great. Yippee. Alright, now for the sideboard. Side Eldritch and therefore side Atraxa out. We don't need too many 7s. Obviously side both Veils out. Flood Maws, Nature's Claims, and Force of Vigor are the main interesting cards. Xenagos stays in. Pact of Negation is an interesting one because it's only good when they have Worms Chant. It is like pretty awful. Oh, excuse me. It's pretty awful like every other time. I'm gonna side it out. Side 1 out at least. Same number of consigns is good. Evolutions, I think are all staying in. Shoal gets to stay in. Putting in both Into the Flood Maws and a Force of Vigor. We only have 1 Mandrills. Put 1 Nature's Claim in. And then probably just run it. Yeah, that 1 Mandrills might be incorrect. It's very possible. This is slow. I'm gonna mull. This is also very slow. It's closer though. I'm just gonna look for a combo. I'm gonna go to 4. Okay. Ghalta, Shoal, second rider. Well, I can draw a land, green card, double green card. I mull down to 4, which always has its own risks. And we'll see if those get exploited here. My opponent mulled down, did not mull. Okay. Alright, green card, that was on the list. Still willing to hit a land here. or another green card, so we'll normally be fine. Obviously, I would prefer the land, so I could just grab Griselbrand. Thank you. And this is why you just mull down to really low. Didn't even get punished by them having Worms Chant. Did they hit for me? Containment Priest. What? What is this sorcery? Okay. Well played. Does it glitch? It does not glitch. Good game. Okay. Alright. Definitely need the Into the Flood Maws then, and I want the Pact of Negations. If they're gonna hold it up like that, I'm going to keep Pact of Negation in, side out this Nature's Claim, keep in Hooting Mandrills. Force of Vigor. I think the first Force of Vigor is correct due to multitude of issues with Blood Moon, etc. That means I need to find one card that I don't need here. Probably Ent. It's kind of a land. Yeah. It's technically a way to get out of Blood Moon, which definitely has its uses, but I've been thinking about going down to just actually one in general. Having two definitely has its uses. It's possibly one of the most versatile of the green cards that are also lands. Yuck. Okay. If I don't hit a land on turn 2, this hand just does nothing. I'm gonna mull. That is not better. We go down to 5. And I guess I'll keep this. I'm not happy though. I'm very not happy. I'm only hitting 1 landers. I mean, slightly punished for, I guess, taking the one kind of land out. I can't afford to keep Pact of Negation, and obviously bidding that. Yeah, I just need green cards. Okay, I should have kept that first hand. Well, nah. I think mulling there easily is definitely at least a close decision there. Like, you are very much supposed to mull incredibly aggressively. A bit less aggressively post sideboard, but even then, you're still supposed to mull very aggressively. Perfect. That's just about what I want. Summer's Pact. Yep, that does it. But if they hold up 2 mana here on my turn, then I will probably respect Containment Priest. But it doesn't look like they're doing that. Okay. That is fine. Yeah, that's very fine. I'm gonna Force of Vigor that at some point. I'm probably gonna try to get to hard casting Force of Vigor that, or yeah, we'll see. I'll probably Surveil first, and then I can kind of make the decision on whether I want to Force of Vigor the High Noon, or because if I see a land on top, then I can just go Summoner's Pact for Mandrills, play Mandrills. I can't, right? Because I'll have 3, 4, 5. Yes, I can. I'll have a requisite number of cards in graveyard. See, I think I'm gonna surveil. If I see a land on top, then I'll just pitch Force of Vigor, or pitch cast Force of Vigor here. Otherwise, probably chill with the Planar Genesis and just blow it up like hard cast next turn. But suffice to say, this is still going very swimmingly. I'd still be kind of surprised if I lost this game. Not that it's impossible, just they're tapping out right here. I get a surveil. Second Summoner's Pact is really weird though. Because that'd mean that I have to hit Consign. But I think I'm just supposed to go for it. It's close enough to a land. I'm able to draw 14. Yeah, top. Pitch Planar Genesis. Oh, I guess that's... No, because Genesis is never always a land. So I had a different play where I actually pitched Summoner's Pact. No, it still doesn't work because I then don't draw the Summoner's Pact. Yeah, no. This is incredibly awkward having to play 2 Summoner's Pacts here, but it is, I believe, correct. Hooting Mandrills. Yes. Disciple. It really doesn't matter, I believe. No, that did matter. I need to actually keep Force of Vigor. To Endurance back. There's technically a line there. That I've now lost. I'm gonna go Griselbrand. Digs me 4 cards deeper than Atraxa. And I think will just be generally better. Spyro is so fine. I just really need to find this Consign. I can also find Planar Genesis to dig for more. Hopefully. Guide is fine. Draw now. Doesn't matter doing it. Okay, I found the Consign. Cool. So I just win. Love it. Yeah, that was a slightly risky play, like I said, but I believe the correct one. Target that target the right one. Yup. Okay. Now I just need to make sure. Okay. Ghalta swing is lethal, right? It is. Perfect. Play that. Rider pitching. Summoner's Pact. Second Bridgeworks. Neoform, Ghalta. Ghalta puts Mandrills, Xenagos. I love this deck. It can just so much ignore my opponent's hate. My opponent had turn 2 High Noon when I had just 2 lands in play. And I was able to combo off, I believe, a turn later. All right. On the play, turn 3, keep. Doesn't really need anything other than either a green card or a land, which, what are the chances I don't get either of those? Really low. It says they were last on Boros Energy 6 days ago, though, so they could definitely be on something different. That's a green card. I'm gonna keep it on top. Looks like they're still on Boros. What the hell? I'm gonna shock and play this Genesis. It easily very much could be wrong. However, okay. Turn 2, Ragavan, hold up the Heath again. Well, I have a Pact of Negation if they have Mana Tithe. I guess I can hit this if they want. I don't really care. Actually, let me check their list real quick. What could they be holding up for 1 mana? Galvanic Discharge, and they are on 2 Mana Tithe. Predicted. Wow, that's hilarious. Okay. So they probably do have Mana Tithe here. That's fine. So obviously say no to this, and then I'm just gonna grab Neoform here. I think just giving myself access to more mana is always nice. What's the other option? Atraxa. No, I'm gonna have to use a Pact of Negation here. I really do want to grab Griselbrand, and it means that I also don't have to bolt in Bridgeworks. Does that change anything? I don't think it does. Means I could Ghalta Disciple, but there's not really a compelling reason to do that over Griselbrand. Alright, pitch Eldritch Evolution, and I guess I could Ghalta Disciple with both Mandrills and Disciple in play. That actually just puts me out of range of so much. It means that they have to deal with 2 creatures, which they really are not equipped to do. I'm actually down. This easily could be wrong. It means I'm digging like a couple fewer cards. But I guess the real thing I should be doing to play around Mana Tithe is actually just playing Pass the Land. What am I doing? Yeah. Okay. They didn't counter it for some reason. Yippee. I'm gonna Ghalta. Perfect. Okay. Hold up a Consign, I guess. I don't have anything else to hold up. And this can grab a Force if I need it. Okay. Yep. That works perfectly. And then I'll discard both Ghalta and that. And there's nothing else to do here, correct? Yeah, I'm going to discard both Ghalta and Griselbrand here. I guess they were holding Galvanic Discharge, maybe? I'm really confused why they chalked that in and just passed. Griselbrand, Ghalta, and I guess this tap land. Other than that, need to discard what? 5 cards. I'm discarded 1, 2, 3. I want to keep that land. You can discard Atraxa. It's really not necessary. I want to keep both consigns, both pacts. Second Summer's Pact is unnecessary. What? Wait, what? Oh, I need one more, of course. I don't actually have a Neoform effect. Just realized that. Okay. That is moderately concerning. Probably just discard Xenagos then. To just... Yeah, I'm still able to go Hooting Mandrills, so yeah, I'm gonna discard Xenagos. It's not particularly necessary. Simu, try to kill that. I am gonna consign this. I'd just rather have a board here. It's much more difficult to win if I don't have a board right now. Especially this since the Summoner's Pact is somewhat required to go get Endurance. I guess that's a reason to have a green card. Okay. This is weird. Okay. Yeah, this is really weird. Discard 1 Surveil land. I guess I just play control. Hmm. Gonna play Genesis now. Just give myself more information on what I have or don't have. Also lets me get Neoform. But I will just grab Eldritch Evolution here. Then I should just play Verdant Catacombs. Is there a reason to attack? I don't think there is. I think I'm just down to chill. I didn't like pitch my endurance, right? No. Okay. That's fine. If you have a bombardment afterwards, then I have to be a bit concerned. Alright, still have a basic forest, but no fetchables for an island. Okay. Yeesh. Alright, at this point I can't lose. Just play Forest. I'll just pass. I have lethal next turn. I don't think any reason to just like keep drawing right now. Both of these are useless, and then Veil is useless. This game is taking time, but it's not actually taking time, you know? Okay, yeah, I don't care. Ragavan? So you deal what? 2 damage somewhere? Do I care? No. Can't do anything with 2 damage here. Okay. Okay. I guess Thraben Charm? I'm gonna say no. I have 2 Pectors. Well, it doesn't matter. Target the blue one. Replicate once. Target the green one with the copy. Great. Yeah, like I said, that technically took a bit to kill them, but they were just dead for a while. The main reason it took a bit is that if you didn't notice, I had drawn with my like 12 cards. I drew both Ghaltas, or no, I drew the last Ghalta and the Griselbrand and one of my Atraxas, which leaves only an Atraxa in the deck. So I just spent some time chilling and resetting that with an Endurance. Made, I think, one main misplay, and that was not keeping an extra green card. I kept too many blue cards and lands in that 7-card hand. Okay, this... Side out the Atraxa. Force of Vigor comes in. I like keeping Pact of Negation out until I see something like an Orm's Chant or a Containment Priest. Into the Flood Maw, however, can come in. No, not that. Into the Flood Maw can come in. And then everything else here is just not great. Nature's Claim is, I think, the only other consideration, which does a quite similar thing to Into the Flood Maw, but I mean, I've been punished before with Containment Priest, so... And Into the Flood Maw does have value against aggro decks, so I'm gonna just try this. And we got bots. Great. Okay. Finish that in a second. Okay. It's got to be a mole. They kept a 7, of course. This has got to be a mole. Down to 4. Okay. Keep Ben. There's argument the Bridgeworks could be, well, okay. Play land. Alright, any blue source does it. It could be F6. Is that my blue source? Nope, it was a Force of Vigor. Alright. That actually might matter. Means I can't draw into it with Griselbrand. And that is why. Okay, I need now basic island, please. Off the top. That's not it. I'm not able to get double green. Huh. Just gonna pass. Basic island next turn can still win me the game. Yeah, okay, so they are a Blood Moon deck, and they decide to keep Blood Moons in. Which, considering they're on the play, is very reasonable. Hellish Norn. Wow, they're seeing all my tech. Bomba. It makes it a bit difficult. I think I'm willing to just pack it up here. Okay, maybe I should have chilled. Let's think. Having no Force of Vigor in the deck. Yeah, I probably should have chilled. Okay, that's... If I lose this match because of that, then that will honestly be my fault. For not playing to my odds. Because I was only taking... Presuming they played one creature, I'm taking 5, 6, 7 damage. 7 damage, and then probably... No, I'm just dead. Okay. Yeah, no, that was reasonable. Yes, I won Nature's Claims then. I'm gonna full side out Pact of Negations. We're gonna see if that's right or wrong. But I like gambling sometimes, and I feel like one Pact of Negation maybe. And I feel like that might be right. Okay. Might be a bit overboarded though, because we do have 4 Flood Maws now, Force of Vigor, Pact of Negation, and we also should be just faster than a Blood Moon now. So positive and negatives. Then what's the cut here? Let's go with second Mandrills. Substantially worse in this matchup. Snap keep. They really... The only piece of interaction they could have should be Orm's Chant, which I can't play around. Heck, I said it out my Pact of Negations. So if they have an Orm's Chant, they win. Otherwise, probably win. Okay. Okay, no Worms Chant. That's nice. Basic Island. Basic Forest. And I found the Consign already. Alright, well, this game should be locked up then. Grab Rider. I will pitch. I'm going to leave myself a Neoform since I do know that I'm going to have to pay for a pet. Yeah, I'm going to leave myself a Neoform. I'm going to draw. Do I need this some respect? Guess I kind of do. I don't need Hedge Maze or second Neoform. Interesting choice. Alright, yeah, double pride. Okay. They're just dead unless if I get really unlucky with a Griselbrand draw, so I draw both Ghaltas. In which case it'll take a bit more time. Yeah, that works. So now I can just go this, pitching Endurance, Disciple, summer. Yeah, okay. So fetch, Breeding Pool, Shock, Rider, pitching Disciple, Endurance. Neoform that, grab Ghalta, Summoner's Pact in response, Xenagos, and I don't care even if they had blockers because they're now all gone. Alright, another Boros matchup, another dead person. Alright. Stampede, yippee. Haven't had many of those. I've been having to mold up 4, which I maintain. You just mull really hard with this deck, and the hands will just surprise you. Because any 4-card hand that is just land, Neoform, Allosaurus Rider, land, Neoform, Allosaurus Rider, or something similar to that is just phenomenal. And you just always have to kind of remember that when you mulligan. Oh my god, it's Boros again. That's crazy. Top. Top. So here I get to do a fun thing where Rider pitching Evolution Neoform. Ghalta. Ghalta puts in Ghalta Atraxa. I want to keep 13-13. Yeah. They didn't even let me do it, but yeah, that's such a fun effect. Okay, Force of Vigor, Elish Norn comes in, and then Nature's Claim are sometimes, Pact of Negations are sometimes, they all hinge on what my opponent's sideboard looks like. So for now, let's start taking things out. Mandrills. Both Veils. These come in. And then I'm going to do my normal bet where I'm going to go -1 Pact of Negation. No. I'm going to do reverse here. What I could do, though, is -1 land. That wouldn't be ridiculous. But I'm going to keep it like this. Don't you love it when game 2 is starting, your opponent has 24-30, and you have 24-10? Yeah. Weak hand. Very weak hand. It's a mole. It's in their mole. And it's a keep. Genesis, Evolution. Say done. So if I draw a green card, okay, I didn't draw that, but that Boseiju is actually very good pickup. Yeah, actually love this pickup. Hopefully I can just hit a green card so I can just go off next turn, but ooh, yuck. Okay. Hopefully they pray. If they hold up a mana here, okay, yeah, they played something. Cool. So chances are I get to go off. And then they're kind of screwed. So we love that. Top. Kind of like to have that in hand, but it is what it is. Go grab basic island. Pitch. Neoform. Griselbrand. Draw. Okay. Well, that was great. Played against Boros like 3 or 4 times that league. And, well, it shows. Well, that was fun. Alright, yippee. If you're watching this on YouTube, go watch my Twitch, please. Yep.